Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Michael with Gaming for Immersion, and today we are doing something a little bit different. I have Immersioneer with me today. Link to his YouTube channel in the description of this video. And Immersioneer is somebody that I have partnered with a lot to do BG3 playthrough, if any of you are familiar with that. And we have talked about collaborating on other projects, including this one. Now we are doing a multiplayer Warhammer campaign, so very glad he has decided to join me for this. So what we have decided on for this particular campaign is we're going to do a Dwarven focused on solving legendary grudges campaign, so kind of an achievement hunting campaign. He is a little bit less familiar, less of an expert with the Warhammer than I am. I think I can hopefully get away with saying that. So now that I've got like 2,000 hours into this game, and he's got considerably less than that. So so we're going to go ahead and see how this works. Please feel free to share any thoughts that you might have in terms of suggestions for the videos or anything like that. But it's mostly going to be just like the other campaigns that I post on this channel, except it is vanilla and it is going to be multiplayer. We're still going to stick to the theme. Immersioneer is very much like myself, who likes playing games thematically. So we'll kind of play it by ear, but like I said, we want to focus on resolving some of the legendary grudges, because that's very much what the dwarfs are all about. I think I'll go ahead and leave it there, and we'll go ahead and jump into the campaign and talk a little bit more. I guess before I click ready here, I'll go ahead and pass it over to you if you have anything to add at this point.
I think you covered it all. I mean, I guess, do you want to talk about, like, we're picking the dwarf faction, and we're, like, with the lore, in terms of the lords, I'm going with Thorgrim.
Yeah, okay, very good. Yeah, good point. So, Thorgrim Grudgebearer is going to be played by Immersioneer, and we wanted to pick two dwarven factions that start out pretty close to one another. So I'm going with Ungrim Ironfist. As most of you probably know, he starts out just a little bit north of Thorgrim, and it won't take very long, I hope, before we can sort of share a border and then focus on expansion. So that means good old Skarsnik is probably going to be a priority target for the two of us. This is also going to be a campaign that is only playing on my channel. So again, be sure to check out his other types of videos on his channel, but this campaign is only going to show up on mine. Okay. Anything else?
Yep. Other than maybe, unless people know this, but maybe some don't, in top left here, right, we have teams, and we're on team 1. And just to be clear, we will be locked into a military alliance throughout the game, effectively. That's how the game plays. The advantage of playing this co-op is, we see each other's units all the time, but also every battle we'll play together, and we'll share the units. You'll see how that works if you haven't, and effectively strategize, and play the game together. And we can also bring each other's armies, obviously, to help each other. Yeah, and we'll keep it on theme, on kind of dwarven, kind of, grumpy theme, but try to steer it, towards those legendary and, I guess, smaller grudges in general. Play, kind of in line with the theme of the dwarves, rather than just trying to paint the whole map.
I imagine probably everybody's already familiar. The dwarfs, I mentioned that we're going to focus on the legendary grudges, but obviously just the way that dwarfs play out. There's also the Age of Reckoning mechanic and all of the other grudges that keep popping up throughout the play of the campaign. So obviously we're going to be following all of those as thematically as possible.
Yeah, and we're doing campaign difficulty legendary, battle difficulty very hard. AI stats modifier will, although left at 0. I don't know if you have an explanation for that.
Well, I normally play on them a little bit harder than that, but I think as a, for this first campaign here, that's a reasonable way to start out. I personally am pretty inexperienced with multiplayer as well, but the reason why I used to go full max out on AI stats, which does buff them considerably. And more recently, I've started lowering the stats a little bit. And the reason is because you start giving all of the AI factions +8 leadership, and they start behaving in very uncharacteristic, unthematic ways. Like your Skaven stop breaking, for example. So leaving them here more towards the middle is going to force the factions to play more thematically the way that they're supposed to in battle.
Yeah. And in game settings, sorry, do we want to turn on Iron Man explicitly?
I don't.
Man.
We're going to be playing Iron Man anyway because we're not going to be going back and like save scumming or anything like that. The reason I have gone from using Iron Man mode all the time to not using Iron Man mode is because it's convenient to be able to take saves in the middle of a turn rather than having to go through an end turn to save the game.
Okay. And do we want to turn off end game scenario Grudge Too Far and the Wild Hunt?
Sure.
To keep it kind of only the chaos.
Okay. So everything that's left there on the end game scenario is going to be, those are all chaos factions. So they would all be pretty appropriate for us to end up against. Okay.
All right. Well, I'm clicking the ready button.
Let's do it.
Go ahead and jump in. I'm, I guess, the king of the dwarves, right? So I'm kind of focused on the hammer units. Basically, I get like more experience with them, or like I recruit them at higher experience, get less upkeep, and so on. And I have a 75% bonus to my leadership aura.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. I guess that's basically me.
Yeah. So you're going to start out with a single hammer unit in your starting army, but obviously you're going to want to focus on the buildings that let you recruit hammers as soon as possible. Whereas Ungrim Iron Fist, the legendary lord that I'm playing, is much more of a Slayer-focused legendary lord. So I will, of course, be recruiting lots and lots of Slayers, and I'm pretty sure Ungrim has the ability to do that right away from the very beginning of the campaign. And conveniently, with the dwarf rework that was introduced not too long ago, they added a whole bunch of new types of Slayer units to the game. So I can still have a little bit of a diversified army and still remain true to the Slayer King theme. It's kind of exciting for me because I am not really used to doing multiplayer.
It is time to fulfill your oaths made in Carrick-Cadrin.
In the future, I guess we forgot to mention, if this works out well, we'll do a PvP playthrough and like an immersive style where then every AI battle we play, the opposing player would take over the control. So we're excited for that, but that's maybe down the line.
That's down the line a little ways.
Test this concept out first.
So I'll tell you one thing that's kind of interesting here is my camera button in the upper left is gone. That's weird. Normally, I change the camera settings so that I am in what's called cinematic mode, which kind of zooms down in and follows your armies as they move around the map. And for whatever reason, I cannot turn that.
Is that one of your mods?
No. It's regular vanilla allows you to do it, but apparently you can't do it in multiplayer. I don't know why, but there's probably a reason for it. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I guess all we'll want to do is we'll want to communicate a little bit about who initiates the next combat. So, because both of us are going to have combats here right away on the first turn.
Yeah. Well, I guess let's... mine is probably the easier decision to make and the easier army to introduce. So maybe I go ahead and plug in my...
Let's go ahead and do yours first.
Yeah, okay, I've got just 2 dwarf warriors, 2 quarrelers. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, so you want to... I think you were about to say this. You want to move good old Tom Phillipson then into your army?
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to give him increase mobility, increase the campaign movement by 10%. All right. Get him in. And we're going to attack Gnashrak.
Yep.
Conveniently standing right next to us.
So the way that this works for anybody not familiar with multiplayer is he has the option to auto-resolve if he wants to, but we're generally not going to be doing that, of course. And then once he clicks on that Fight Battle button, it will prompt me to join the team over here on his side, and then when we get into the battle, he will be able to gift certain units over to me, so I will be in control of them for the duration of the battle.
Yeah.
And vice versa, of course.
And it's interesting, as soon as you click, by the way, supporting, just remember you have 5 seconds. So if you want to strategize, you got to just kind of hold off We can chat, and then you
Well,
click. As soon as
yeah,
you
there's
click,
still going to be a deploy phase before the
Oh, yeah,
battle, so
yeah,
we can
sure.
certainly talk tactics at that point. Since I don't really know which units you're going to give me yet, I will.
Yeah, but I guess I mean,
Go ahead.
yeah, the split is probably mostly going to be what, ranged versus melee, or like some special unit. Yeah, so some exciting potential for micro. For example, I give you gyro bombers, quarrelers, and maybe mine. Or shall I give you Thom Philipson as?
Sure. Yeah. He's a missile specialist, and actually, as long as I keep him close to the quarrelers there, he can provide a benefit to them.
I could also give you miners if you
No,
want.
they're melee infantry.
I could, yeah.
I mean, unless you
so
want to.
we
So
are- yeah.
this is going to be kind of nice
No.
for me because I am going to be able to really focus on the gyro bombers, and they require quite a lot of micro to fly over the enemy's heads and drop bombs. So I'll be able to do that more effectively if I don't have to worry about the melee infantry.
Yeah.
All right, so
So I guess the plan here is pretty quick, right? We got those orc big guns on the right, so we need to try and decimate those with missile fire,
Yeah.
right, before they close in.
I'm going to focus on them. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and put both quarrelers over here on this flank. Go ahead and shoot his biggins to pieces while also dropping bombs on their heads. And the secondary priority then, after we take care of the biggins, will be the archers. So your job is going to be mostly to engage the rest of the front line, which you should be able to overwhelm fairly quickly.
Yeah.
So
I guess your hero, Thom Philipson. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, let me know when you're
I'm ready whenever you are. Now I'm going to let you decide whether we want to let them come to us or start moving forward.
Let's see. Let's see what they do.
Oh, yeah,
they're
they'll
coming.
come towards us for sure. All right, I'm going to go ahead and send the gyro bomber forward. If you're just going to remain in place right there, that's fine. I'm going to leave my quarrelers where they are, just slightly behind the front line.
I guess they do get a bonus to charging, right, when they go downhill.
They do, yes. It's not dramatic in vanilla, however. It's probably, in vanilla, generally a little bit safer to keep your formation rather than worry about whatever bonuses you get from charging.
Nothing can stop us.
Are you going to drop bombs, or are you just going to shoot
I'm
at them?
definitely going to drop bombs. The gyro bomber has 11 bombs to drop here. I do want to try to draw... Okay, they're in quarreler range now.
Move! Strike out! Yes, yes! Understood, Lord!
If you have any questions, of course, feel free to ask me.
Move now!
Yeah, I guess it's gonna be some sort of semi-tutorial series for someone like me who hasn't played too much of this.
No better way to learn than by playing the dwarfs. They're a very good faction for not having an intensive amount of micro to worry about. At this point, your hammerers there are probably safe to move forward. Because right now, if they stay where they are, they won't have any role to play.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, are you shooting with the quarrelers? Yeah, you're
yes,
taking
I
out.
am. Okay, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to use my gyro bombers to help shoot at the enemy lord there, Nashrak himself.
Yeah.
But we're shredding those orc arrow boys over there. The orc arrow boys do a little bit more damage than the goblin archers do. You're about to get in on those goblin archers with your miners. So I will kind of move my archers forward here in a minute so that we can shoot into the flank of those goblin archers and not worry about shooting you. And probably as soon as we burn down Nashrak and he breaks, we'll probably get what are called army losses, which is a huge negative to the morale of all of the enemy units. There we go, he just broke. So usually there's a tipping point where pretty much all of the enemy units mass rout. And I'm kind of surprised it hasn't happened already, to be honest with you. It's those orc boys over there are still holding out.
Yeah.
Now they're about to go.
Yeah, wavering. There you go.
And as I mentioned to you yesterday, it's a good idea to try to run down and kill the enemy lord instead of letting him get off the battlefield by running away.
Yeah.
Because you do get more loot at the end if you have him killed. We should be able to do it.
But
My
because I think he will die now anyway because we're gonna annihilate his army.
It doesn't
right?
count for purposes of loot.
Doesn't count.
You want to actually wound him or kill him in battle to get the bonus loot.
Okay.
That's okay. We got him. The fact that the
problem with the dwarves, I guess, that's their biggest drawback, right? Is that they don't have any cavalry and no way to chase.
Exactly. But we do have the gyro bombers, and with the gyro bombers, we'll be able to take them out.
Cavalry. Yeah, let's go. One more volley.
He's down to 137, I think. There we go. Okay, so now it would be safe to end the battle.
All right.
I am saving the replay, by the way, because of I want to go ahead and still post some footage.
Yeah. 76 dwarves have given their lives.
Well, I mean, it's casualties. Maybe they were only wounded. Nah, they're dwarves. Dwarves keep fighting until they're dead. They're probably all dead.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not a bad starting battle at all. Thorgrim has a fairly easy early game. Okay, so you're pending an action. This would just be choosing which type of...
Okay, so I'm gonna go with execute and loot. There can be no dead weight, for many grudges remain. Strip the bodies of valuables and move on.
Sounds good. All right, you ready for another battle?
Yep, I can go with take the settlement, right? The pillars of Grungni.
Yeah.
Grungni.
So, for anybody not familiar with the Age of Reckoning system, the number above the enemy, whether it's an army or an enemy settlement, is the number of grudges that you will settle by winning a battle against that particular enemy. And then they accumulate and they show up here in the top center where you have an Age of Reckoning system. Every 15 turns, it looks at how many grudges you have settled and gives you a certain status, like buffs or debuffs, based on how well you've done.
Yep. So this is 128 grudges coming our way.
If we win.
All right. Okay. Of course we're gonna win.
Okay, join team.
Got little goblins. Yeah, we got goblin archers. We got 1 unit of orc boys. And we got, some cavalry. We really need more quarrelers. I guess the way to deal with cavalry as dwarves is to have missiles, right?
No, not exactly, because cavalry is sort of the counter to missile units. So you have to make sure that you shield your missile units from the cavalry. So the answer is sort of a yes and a no. Yes, they are. Your missile units are good against cavalry because cavalry generally are large and they're bigger targets. But you have to protect the missile units from the cavalry, or else the cavalry will get into them and just wreak havoc. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But I'm saying they.
So your dwarves, like if they take their cavalry, if they take those goblin wolf riders, and somehow they get engaged with your melee infantry would absolutely wreck that cavalry.
Yeah, but unless they struck them in the back, right? So like I guess the way we could like build a square around with warlords in the middle, and they would
I
shoot.
agree. In fact, squares are quite often a tactic that I use with dwarves. So
okay. So
you can see I've redeployed my quarrelers to be behind the, no longer like vulnerable on the flank there, but they're behind the front line there.
Yeah. So I do. Guess we got goblins, orc boys. Sort of.
What you may want to do, and don't feel like you have to take this advice, but your dwarven melee infantry are far superior to the goblin melee infantry. So you could thin out your lines by, spreading them wider on a wider front, but not as deep, because you just don't really need to worry. They're not going to be like they're not going to be causing massive casualties to your unit.
Okay.
And because you have fewer of your units, they have a wider front line than you do currently.
Yeah, sorry. I'm actually going to do this. All right,
so if you're
ready.
I'm going to move these quarrelers on the right flank in a bit more, unless you're planning to move your front line towards the right.
No, I think I kind of set it up to just march forward and deal with them.
I'm just making sure that the flank over here is invulnerable. Those now I think we can click on or even draw maybe on the mini map.
So in the top left, there's telestration.
Yeah, telestration. So over here, if I can. Okay, I don't actually see. Here we go. Can I? If you see that, you see what I just did there? Okay, good. All right, so those goblin wolf riders are probably going to do this. Okay, they're going to come around. They're going to take a wide angle around, and they will try to get into the back line from behind. Now, they only have one unit there, so it's not really a big deal if they do. Because we will be able to get the engineer here to kind of protect the quarrelers, but just letting you know that the rest of their front line is probably likely to all come in this direction. But those guys over there are more likely to flank.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to react then to circumstances.
Okay. So ready to start?
Ready. And you are moving forward, or you're going to wait for them?
Let's see. Well, they're moving to us, yeah. So I guess let's wait for them to come.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and send the Jaru bombers forward. I'm going to focus on the most dangerous unit that they've got for starters, which is those wolf riders.
Go for it. Orcborgs, they are shielded, unfortunately. Yeah, so I don't know what your quarrel is
My Quarrelers are not very
should
good
they-
at punching through shields. They're not good at armor piercing. They do good damage in general, but they're not good at armor piercing.
I mean, this is a garrison, right? So the main thing is just to break them.
Yeah, yeah. You don't have to worry about wiping
Okay.
these guys out.
Should I countercharge, for example, right now, or should I just stand my
You
ground?
can. You can. It's it's not a problem if you do countercharge, but it is something that you want to probably try to maintain some formation. And if you charge them forward and then the enemy moves away, you do have
Strike out!
you do have to worry about your backline being exposed.
For the ancestor gods.
Oh, the orc boys have kind of just slipped past us like that.
You're talking about the one? Yeah. No, I've got the engineer on them. That single engineer is holding back those orc boys right
Yeah.
now.
Okay. Okay, we've routed the rest of this gang.
And I've got a couple of bombs about ready to drop on those orc boys. And so that's the end of those orc boys. And at this point, I think we're in pretty good shape. In fact, who's left? Oh, your miners have engaged those goblin archers. That's I think that's the only unit left to worry about at all.
Nothing can stop us!
Now, keep in mind, you probably already know this, but
Goblin Wolf Riders are coming back.
yeah, units can recover and come back into the battle.
Oh.
Understood.
Until they break for a third time. When they break for a third time, then
they
then
rout.
then they're shattered. Okay, I think that'll probably... Nope, we have one unit in the back there that recovered. Those goblin
Going
spears back there.
If they're all just routing at the same time, like broken,
If
the battle ends.
Yeah, exactly. If every unit breaks at the same time, but now you see those the enemy orcs there. recovered.
Oh, friendly fire! Friendly fire from the gyrocopter. I know, that's fine.
No, he's not going to hurt your lord at all. I've also
No, not my lord. Hurting my hammers, but they got back up though. It's fine.
Don't
okay.
worry,
So there's no
I
point in
won't-
chasing the garrison,
Yeah,
right?
I won't hurt your hammers. I agree. Yes, there's no reason to chase them. I have to be very quick to type in a save file name when I save it like that because it only gives me a few seconds.
Okay.
So I'm just throwing a number up really quickly. It's fine.
Am I pressing and
I don't know exactly what you're seeing. I don't remember. I will have to see what it does when I'm fighting and in control of the battle. But it's fine. I think it gives me 10 seconds, and that's enough time for me to type in a quick file name, as long as I don't forget.
Okay. Decisive victory. You can see all of this as well, 162 gold, right?
No, I cannot.
Oh, okay, I got 162 gold. We occupy, obviously. Yeah, completed a task.
All right. And we've got yet another battle to do here, because I've got one.
Yeah. So let me finish my turn like fully. So I'm up to rank 3. I'll take Route Marcher, right, for campaign movement range plus 5%.
I highly recommend it. I think that's a good choice to take.
Yeah. And I'll take Inspiring Presence. Units experience gain per turn 75, right?
Yeah, the experience gain is less of a big deal, but it's a prerequisite then for taking other skills that are quite valuable.
Yeah, okay, I've taken it. And for our Tom Philipson, Master Engineer, I'll do increased mobility. Movement range is increased by an additional 5% for the army.
Sounds good. Now, while you're doing that, I actually meant to say something about this when we first loaded into the campaign, and I forgot to. As I alluded to in the introduction, we are focused on these legendary grudges right here. So, love this new system that came with the rework that they did of the dwarfs not too long ago. This is a really big deal. This feels like a very good thematic objective for a campaign, and so we're going to go ahead and focus on retaking the realms, but there are, of course, these others as well. Perhaps we will continue on to try to do all of those. Perhaps some of them will make more sense to do while we're in the process of doing retaking the realms. We'll kind of play it by ear to see, but there's some really good thematic mission objectives to do here for the dwarfs. So that is going to be sort of the overarching theme for the campaign, other than, of course, just surviving and expanding. Okay, having said that, are you through with your part of the turn over there, or do you want a little bit more time?
Yes, I leveled up. I'm recruiting 2 extra dwarf warriors. I'm building gem mine shafts and upgrading my main settlement to level 3.
Yep. Yeah,
and it also tells me outpost available. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, so that's because we're allied. So you could build an outpost in one of my settlements, and I could build an outpost in one of your settlements. It's of limited value. There's 2 things, or really 3 things, that can be gained from building an outpost. The first is that you get access to recruit some of the units that your ally can recruit. Well, since you and I are both dwarfs, you're not going to gain access to any new units from building an outpost. But like if you were to build an outpost, let's say that you allied with an Imperial faction like Emperor Karl Franz or Elspeth von Draken or somebody like that, you could get access to some of the units that she can recruit. So there could be real value.
What about if you have a certain building and I don't have that building for dwarves? Couldn't I recruit certain units that I don't have enough slots for
it could be, but it's sort of, there are some limits to what you can recruit that way. So I don't actually know, because I don't really make a habit of building the outposts. I don't really know if you can actually, if your outpost can build like the high tier units. I guess maybe we'll find that out a little bit later.
Okay.
The other thing is that when you build an outpost, it does add a little bit of, I think it adds 2 additional units to the garrison. So it is a way to strengthen a garrison, so it's a little bit less vulnerable to attack. And then the third thing that it does, which is completely irrelevant for the 2 of us, is it does make you accrue allegiance faster with your ally. Allegiance is something that you build up with an ally when it's an AI ally that allows you to do things like request that they do certain things for you. Go attack that army over there, go attack that settlement over there, help me defend over here, things like that. You use allegiance for that. And if you build up enough allegiance, you can actually borrow allied armies for 10 turns.
Oh, okay.
So not going to apply for us because there's no way for you to borrow an army of mine, and we're going to be talking through our strategies, so there's no need to spend allegiance on it.
Okay.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump into another battle here. This one up here where I'm at, and unless you need to do something before.
No.
Okay,
let's go.
So I'm going to march forward here, attack. Looks like a pretty weak enemy. Again, the greenskins. Not a ton of variety in the battles here in the first turn. So let's go ahead and take a look at the battlefield. There's a few trees here, but nothing too much to worry about. So we're going to go ahead and jump in. I'm going to actually do a quick save here and then jump in. And you should get the prompt to join my team, right?
Yep, and I believe I joined it.
Yeah,
Yes,
you did.
I
It says support attacker. Okay, so we'll do the same thing for now. I will keep the melee infantry for myself and give you the missile infantry.
Yeah. Now these guys got nothing, no? What's the...
Okay, so the 3 Night Goblin units that they have there have stealth, which means we can't see where they are. So we have to be a little bit careful that they don't get around into our back line.
We can't see them unless we're too close?
If you get close enough, you will be able to see them, yes. Now, what I'm going to do here, because I am not at all worried about their melee infantry, Slayers are very much stronger than anything that the goblins can bring to bear. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give wide open gaps here that give your back line an open field of fire to shoot right into the enemy. Now, do not worry at all about firing with your missile infantry into a melee where all I have is one of my characters. So I would rather you not fire into the back line of my melee infantry units, my full units, but you can fire right into the back of a melee where all I've got is a single character, and you will do very little in the way of friendly fire.
Collateral. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
Okay. So I think I am deployed whenever you are ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, let's start the battle here. I'm going to go ahead and start moving forward, but we do want to be a little bit cautious because of their stealth units. There's no guarantee that those units are going to be coming straight at us. They might work around the sides.
For the ancestors.
Shall I hit the Goblin Wolf Riders? Or
Yeah, if you can, I would say definitely make the Wolf Riders a high priority for at first.
Move it out. Slayers.
Yeah, see, we still can't see the Night Goblins.
yeah.
The clans unite. Going, attack.
Okay, now we can. We can see some of the Night Goblins over there on the on our right flank, their left flank. But we don't see the others. Keep in mind, they still have two more Night Goblin units somewhere that we can't see. I'm pulling the Dwarf Warriors back because I don't want to leave all of the missile infantry unguarded. Oh, you know what? It's the never mind. It's the archers, the Night Goblin archers. So we're fine, actually. We can see all the Night Goblins. I was thinking that all three of their Night Goblins were melee units, but they weren't. They had archers. Okay, so we broke them on the on our right flank. We're breaking them in the middle, so now it's just the archers back there.
Oh, okay, we got some of the Wolf Riders as they were running away.
Move. It is a reckoning.
Okay, the enemy general there is a wizard, and he just cast a spell on me. Not a big deal at all. Okay, charge right on in there, Ungrim, and...
We got a volley. Ooh, volley. Ooh.
Okay, we do have some goblin spears here coming back into the fight, but I don't think they're going to last very long. Now, because we don't have gyrocopters or gyro bombers, we're unlikely to be able to chase down the enemy lord when this battle is over. It's fine.
Okay, I'm opening fire on those spears.
Yeah, they're about to break again, I'm sure.
Yeah,
They're
they're
shaking.
about to have a really bad day.
Okay, you can see the Night Goblins are already shaken, but they're coming back into the battle here. It really just comes down to us breaking the enemy wizard, and good news, he turned around and he started running towards you. So you can you shoot this guy over here, the wizard? You don't need to worry about anybody else. We've won the battle. Just focus on shooting this wizard here.
Everyone on him.
I am the Slayer King.
He's got 880. I'm going to go ahead and speed up a little bit. He's unfortunately going to be able to outrun my melee infantry. This is, for anybody familiar with my playthroughs, they know this is the #1 problem in the game that I think needs to be fixed. It can get very tedious trying to run down it. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it. We're not going to catch him. He's out of range now of our ranged units, so I'm just going to end the battle here.
All right.
Yeah, what they need to do, because there's multiple problems with it. One of the problems is that the combat animations don't work very well against fleeing units, and so you end up never actually attacking, or attacking and completely missing units that have their back turned to you. So what I wish they would do is, until they fix that problem, just make it so that you're not so highly incentivized to have to kill the enemy lord.
Yeah.
But whatever. It's a minor complaint.
Well, we killed him anyway. Like the point.
Yeah,
is, like,
he's gonna die, but I'm not going to get as much loot at the end of this battle.
Okay.
So do you remember how much gold you got at the end of your battle, your first battle?
Like 160 for the settlement. No, I don't remember what I got for the lord.
Okay, so just by way of comparison, I'm getting 104 gold in treasury for winning that battle, which is nothing. It's pretty.
I definitely got more. Yeah. Okay.
I think I'm going to go with the Gorog here.
What do you mean?
It's the option at instead. It's like there's release the captives or execute the captives or whatever. One of them gives you this army buff called Gorog, which gives you additional control and an income for whatever province you're in for 2 turns. And because I'm hoping, control, unit experience, and income from all buildings plus 10%. I'm hoping, indeed, I can reach Nashrak's lair to attack it. So we've got one more battle here in this very first turn. Another decisive victory. Let's go ahead and do this one. A little bit more in the way of enemy units. The good news is none of them can hide, so we will be able to see them all right away. The battlefield is very similar, where it's just going to be a wide open battle.
Yeah, so just one unit of orc boys and one of those warg riders.
Yeah. Yeah, so are you okay with getting the same units gifted to you?
Yeah.
Now, this first turn, not super challenging. Things will get to become quite a bit more challenging as soon as we have to start worrying about Skarsnik.
Yeah.
And also Azhag and Wurzag and Sylvania. All right, it remembers the formation that we started with last time. I'm actually fine with it if you want to just keep the same formation, but if you want to move, you can certainly do that. Gifting.
Where are the orc boys? The orc boys are right in the middle, yeah, so I got my eye. Yeah, I'm ready for them.
The Wolf Riders are going to try to get around the right flank, but one slight advantage of having Slayers is that Slayers are not as slow as normal dwarfs, so they will have a harder time getting around our right flank.
So if orc boys are shielded, where do I put my quarrelers? Because I feel like...
I would say try to shoot as much as possible into the flanks of enemy units. So for sure, until the Wolf Riders are dealt with, that would be a high priority target. But like you can always turn your facing so that the quarrelers on the left are actually facing rightward and trying to shoot into a flank that way, and vice versa with the ones on the right. But it's up to you. It doesn't make a huge difference, really.
Okay.
Trying to get the Slayers there into those
Yeah, we're
Goblin
taking
Wolf
down orc
Riders.
boys. They're down to 90. They're shaken.
Okay, I think we're in pretty good shape there on the right flank, and left flank here is going to be a little bit more challenging. Okay, you're doing pretty good damage there, but they did get somebody past me then into those goblins there. I think you're fine. I think we got it. We do have some archers over there on the left flank who are unshielded, so they would be not a bad option to shoot at as well.
I'm shooting archers with my quarrelers.
Yep, that's good. Everybody on the right flank over there broke.
Oh, these goblin spears that broke through, I'm shooting them right in the back with the thunders.
Yeah.
They're not having a good day.
So you're the one thing, your Iron Drakes with the Trollhammer torpedoes there. I'm not sure what they're firing at, but you just want to be a little bit careful of
Right now on the
of
goblin archers.
Of friendly fire. Yeah, okay. As long as they can reach those goblin archers,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
good.
They just point blank shot at those goblin spears.
Yeah, the wolf riders are turning around, but they should not last long. We do have goblin archers over there in the back right that are that have come back into the battle.
Ready to strike! Fight! Vengeance! Yes! Move now! God!
Okay, I think at this point it's just a matter of mopping up.
Yeah, pretty much it. Oh, the old boy's coming back for more.
Yeah, I'm just
More
moving
of
backward.
those torpedoes.
Yeah, I'm moving backward actually to make them come into the range of our missile units before I re-engage.
Move now!
In fact, your torpedoes are probably just going to decimate them.
Understood, Lord! Go!
One more volley from the torpedoes will probably do it. There they go, they're broken again.
Stop! It is a reckoning!
Okay, we do still have the archers there on the back in the back left.
Yeah.
But there we go. I think that's army losses. Indeed, it is. Okay. No reason to pursue anybody at this point. Ending the battle. Okay.
Unstoppable. That's what we are.
Well, I need to be a little bit careful now with one of my Slayer units, who has taken a bit of an excessive amount of casualties, but it's fine.
Yeah, that's true.
Slayers are very good in terms of offensive capability, but they're very fragile. If you're not careful with them, they can take a lot of casualties. So it's really the opposite of your typical Dwarven melee infantry, who are more of the anvil part of a hammer and anvil tactic.
Yeah.
They're really good at holding a line, but they don't dish out very much damage. Okay, so I got the same amount of reward that you got for conquering the settlement here. I'm going to occupy it. Okay. Just give me a minute then to finish my recruiting and my settlement upgrades.
You got a full province.
I do. I forgot. So I only have the 2 settlements in my starting province.
Peak Pass is secured for the dwarves.
Yep. So I can go ahead and issue a commandment here, which I will do. Growth is going to be really important. Dwarfs are pretty terrible at the whole growth thing. I'm already building an economic building, a trinket maker over there in the capital. And I need to do some recruiting. If I'm not mistaken, I can recruit Slayers right away. I'm applying my skills. Are you level 3, by the way? Did Thorgrim make it to level 3?
Yes. I have made it level 3.
I think I'm going to go ahead and take Miner's Instinct here. I have become a fan of focusing on the blue line at the beginning of campaigns, particularly as dwarfs, to try to get up to Lightning Strike, just because when fighting an enemy like Skarsnik, you can very often find a single army going up against multiple armies, and it's very convenient to be able to attack them one at a time. I also have a Silver Horn of Vengeance here. It's just a charge bonus. That's pretty useless for me because I don't tend to charge very much, but I guess I'll give it to Ungrim. With the dwarves, I have a tendency to let them come to me more often. But okay, so indeed, I can recruit Slayer units, and they have introduced to the game missile Slayer units. They're called Slayer Pirates, so I think I'll go ahead and take one of those. I think, and then also one more melee Slayer unit. And I am, I think, ready to end my turn. I am going to take a look at the diplomacy. You and I are, of course, allied automatically because we're on the same team. But
do we have a trade?
There could be other factions that are interested in paying us for like non-aggression pacts or for trade agreements. I cannot do any trade agreements, but like Ostermark, who is an Imperial faction, is willing to pay me some money for a non-aggression pact. Do you have anything like that in your diplomacy?
No.
What about Barak Var?
Although
Do you start out with a non-aggression pact with Barak Var?
With who? Barak Var?
Yeah.
Barak Var.
You
I trade with them.
Yeah, you probably already have agreements
Yes, I do. Yeah, military access, non-aggression pact, and even trade.
Yeah.
And they like me. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're almost like their big brother.
I'm fine.
You're their protector. Okay. I think then I just need to choose my research, and then I'll be ready to end my turn. Have you done your research yet?
Yeah. Yep, I've picked my research. Yep. 10% infantry speed.
Yep, same for me. Alrighty, in that case, I am going to go ahead and end my turn.
Interesting how this is. It doesn't actually show me whether you've ended, but I will end my
Yeah,
turn.
in the upper left, it puts a green check mark next to my name.
Ah, okay. Yeah. All right, 288 factions.
Yeah. The early game, the end turns go quite quickly. Obviously, as you go later into the game, it does slow down considerably, but at the same time, there are fewer factions. So it's not nearly as bad as it used to be in some of the older Total War games. I think maybe Warhammer 1 had a real problem with the end turns taking a very long time.
Well, that's four factions fighting the dust.
Yeah, minor factions.
Minor factions. All right, I got marching songs researched.
Yep.
A rolling dwarven song contains many verses and a constant rhythm used to keep in step and up to pace.
Okay, so I received a quest here called the War Mourner's Retinue, where I have to get a certain amount of Slayer units into my army, and that will unlock a hero for me. You probably got some kind of a quest issued.
I have a quest to unite by province, and that means...
Oh, that's it? So you don't yet have... You will get a quest to get a certain number of gyrocopter and gyrobombers into Thorgrim's army, unless they've changed that, which they may have, but...
Maybe, but right now I'm all good. Okay, then I'll go ahead and attack the last settlement, because there is someone there recruiting.
Yep.
More Glor.
Yeah, definitely want to press your advantage against them.
Yeah, we're coming for him. More Glor, and we have Zugrag.
Okay, I'm joining your team.
Yeah.
Now, again, this is a good example where they have quite a few more units than we have, but our units are obviously quality, and theirs are not. But they do have those 3 orc units who are going to be a little bit tougher than the goblin spear units were.
Yeah. Quite a bit tougher, no? These are actually proper units. These are not expendable.
Yeah. And they have, like I said, they have quantity, so you want to be a little careful about their front line being wider than yours. But it's okay. There's nothing we can't handle.
Alright, so I'm giving you the ranged.
Okay.
Again, I could give you the minors if you need protection for the ranged units.
I mean, I'll take them if you would rather that I have them, but it's up to you. I certainly don't feel the need to have them. The fact that we can talk to one another during the battle makes it a lot easier to coordinate.
Yeah.
I can let you know if I see somebody getting around into the back line. And as I did in the last battle, the engineer will work just fine in a pinch to hold back an enemy that's getting into the back line.
Any reason for us to get into the forest?
Okay, that's a good question. So there's 2 possible advantages to forest. One is that you can hide your units in it. The second advantage being that you get a defensive bonus against enemy missile units and against enemy large units. They don't have much in the way of large units. They've got, just the 1 cavalry? No, they've got 2 cavalry units. And they have pretty limited in terms of missile units as well. So I would say it's probably very little value to get into the trees in this particular case. But
we just stay here, right?
We certainly can. They will almost certainly come towards us right away.
Because this is impassable, right?
That little bit is impassable, correct, but obviously they can get by.
Yeah, so I'll just
on both
move
sides
kind
of
of
it.
like so, yeah, and we bombard them, funnel them into
Yeah, so
here.
like if you, let me get the where's the telestration here? If you get set up like right here, you could anchor your front line on the right-hand side with those buildings, so you don't have to worry about them outflanking you unless they come the whole way around like that.
Okay.
They have enough units, however, that they could do that. So I'm not suggesting that you do it. I'm just saying that, you know, that is a use that you can sometimes have for impassable terrain.
Okay. Yeah, we'll be fine, I think. Okay, who are they gonna?
Yeah, I do think they will come towards us.
Okay, these guys are gonna hold the flank. Our center will be our hammers and such. All right, I'm ready.
Okay, so I will go ahead and use the miners then if the cavalry gets around. If the cavalry gets handled, then I will send the miners forward to help reinforce your front line.
Yep, I have the 85 unit men dwarf warriors as a reserve.
Okay.
So yeah, let's see what they do.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, ready?
Yep, I'm ready. Okay, so they're actually not coming towards us. That surprises me a little bit.
Yeah, well, we are attacking them. They really shouldn't be, but
yeah. Well, a lot of times what the AI does is it looks to see who's got the range advantage.
Yeah.
And if you outrange them, which we do, then they will start moving forward anyway. But it's fine. Probably, let's look and see. Our longest range units are the Quarrelers. So I will move the Quarrelers close enough to open fire on their closest units. And then after we fire a couple volleys into them, they will then turn around and start coming towards us. That's the key, is that the AI, usually after you start shooting into them, they realize, okay, I guess we have to come towards them now. So I'm going to move the Quarrelers even in front of your front line. Don't worry about it. I will move them back.
It's fine.
It's really just to draw them.
I would go with the gyrocopters and start harassing them.
The gyrocopters have less range than the Quarrelers do, and they're also going to be vulnerable then to the enemy archers.
But if, because I played like a tiny bit yesterday, if they lose half of their health, but as long as they don't use any units, they just get all of their health back up.
Correct.
So you can actually withstand there.
They can, but they could. I don't want to give the enemy a chance to do a lot of damage to the gyrocopters, like early in the battle. They'll take damage. Don't worry. I will use the gyro bombers, but they will take damage because there's just enough enemy units that we're not gonna cause them all to run away nearly as quickly in this battle. Okay, you can see where I'm moving to, right? Or can you? Yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah. When I press space, I can.
Yeah. Okay. So that's going to be as close as I need to get to shoot into those enemy Wolf Riders. Okay. Those Wolf Rider archers in return cannot reach me. So this gives us a chance to. Come on, game. Really? You're telling me I'm not close enough yet? Okay. Now I am. We'll start firing into them, and then probably after a couple of volleys, they will start coming towards us. And look at how much damage our Quarrelers are doing to them.
Oh yeah, ooh.
Those Goblin cavalry are really weak.
They gotta be moving, yeah.
Okay, so they've already broken. Let's see if the rest of the army is going to react. No, they're still not reacting. Okay, that's fine. I'm a little surprised they're not reacting yet, but it's fine.
Take aim! Ready to serve!
I wonder if they've changed the AI behavior at all, because I know that the CA has been working on altering AI behavior, but not in the full release. Okay, so they're coming towards us now, but only that one unit. Wow, I might have lied to you. We might have to keep advance. Nope, now they're coming. Okay. All right, pulling my correlers back. And the rest of the army is coming.
No shoddy contraptions here.
Looks like the correlers are safe. Let me know if you have any particular units, enemy units that you want me to focus the correlers on.
No, I guess it's all about the orc boys, right? That's their main sort of big unit. I'm just gonna let them crash into me, right?
Yeah, that's what I normally do.
Their charge bonus is nothing. We have charge defense against everything. I might actually counter charge with the hammers, though. Oh.
Okay, I am actually going to get. I'm gonna counter fire on their archers back there a little bit, and then let's go ahead and get. Get the gyro bombers back to bombing, to another bombing run here. Try to make sure I don't drop bombs on you.
Nothing can stop us.
Yeah, I'm fighting Morglor. Yeah, we're holding the line quite nicely.
Yeah, dwarves are very, very good at that.
Yeah.
Off we go! Anu! Move now! Move!
Okay, looking pretty
I mean,
good.
gyrocopters also do really good damage with just the shooting, right?
They do. I think they've got good AP, so good armor piercing.
Hmm.
However, against early tier units, there's not really very much in the way of
The
armor.
Lord is running away.
Okay, I'm going to focus on trying to shoot him down then. because he probably is their one unit that has good armor. And the archer, I'm sorry, the quarrelers are going to turn around and try to fire into his back while he's running away. Okay, he's turning around, actually. He's coming back at you for another run.
Yeah. There we're...
Okay, it looks like the archer's back there shattered or broke again, so it's going to be just him. Now, your warriors on the far right can help out my miners over here against the...
oh, yeah.
There's some orcs over there on that side. Okay, Morglor is broken again. One more time and he will shatter.
Yeah, Orc Boy's coming back on the...
Yeah, they won't last long. See, the gyro bombers are getting shot by those archers back there now, so I'm moving them back a little bit. They do, you know, the fact that the units will run away and then come back into the fight basically means there's, at some point, archers usually get a little bit of damage in on gyrocopters.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I didn't want them to take too much damage in the early going.
Alright.
Okay, so Morglor back there is now shattered, so I'm going to go all out to try to chase him down. I presume you have now gotten the end battle, right?
Yeah.
So...
Do you want to wait for him, though?
Yeah, I was going to say, you could, at this point, if you wanted to, you could speed up. There's a double speed and a triple speed button up there. So I'm just going to focus on trying to kill him. He's down to 35. There we go. He's dead. I think it's safe to end it now. And I'm very curious, so let me know how much money you get out of this, because we did kill the enemy lord. So you should get a decent amount. Dwarves don't really ever get a ton of loot out of winning battles, but you should get a decent amount.
Okay. Decisive victory. Loot 744.
Yeah, okay. So I got like 100 from my last battle. So quite a bit more.
Okay. Occupy.
And now you have your first province.
Yeah, enemy killed. Province secured.
Yeah, that's probably a good place to wrap up the starting episode then. We've both secured our first provinces. And did that wipe out? No. The broken spears still, or I'm sorry, the bloody spears, right? Bloody spears. They still have one settlement left. Skarsnik is actually going to wipe them out next turn. You see over here the World's Edge archway. So that's going to be their last settlement. He will wipe them out, and that means that next episode is going to be all about the dwarfs against Skarsnik.
Okay. Well, let me set my commandment. I got this and that.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my building here. And
yeah,
I am going to see. You can see that there's Fallen King Mountain here. This is another minor greenskins settlement in between me and getting to Skarsnik. So that's what I meant earlier when I said that you'll probably be sharing a border with Skarsnik faster than I will, sooner than I will. So I'll get there as quickly as I can. I'm going to go ahead and move up to my border here and do some recruiting. Some more Slayer units. And I'll be able to attack Fallen King Mountain next turn. I think I have the money to go ahead and get away with recruiting another lord. So I am going to recruit a Demon Slayer Lord.
Ooh. Shall I recruit another lord?
You can. There's trade-offs. So it can put a little bit of a strain on your economy, because every time you start a new army up, it makes all of your armies, not just the new one, but
4%.
all of them, a little bit more expensive. It's not nearly as expensive as it used to be in Warhammer 2, but it is a consideration. However, what I like to do in the early going is get a second Lord going very soon, because this way I can roll into enemy territory with my starting army and keep on recruiting with the secondary Lord.
Bring reinforcements. Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
well, we're not going anywhere this turn.
Yeah,
So,
your turn
I'm
ended.
okay.
Your movement ended with capturing that
Okay.
settlement. So, okay,
All
I
right.
think that's a productive first episode. And yeah, like I said before, it's going to get quite a bit more challenging once we
Yep.
have to start dealing with Skarsnik. But I think I'm going to go ahead and take a save here. And do you have anything to say?
No. Do we finish then at the kind of the end of turn 2, or do we click end turn? Wait for.
I've gone ahead and taken the save here. I'm kind of in favor of starting an episode with an end turn. That way, it kind of forces me to refresh my memory on exactly what's going on.
Yep. Makes sense. Yeah. Well, I think next is, I guess, rib peaks for you, and
Yes.
I'll push into what are
Yeah.
they called? Deadrock.
Yeah, so you're going to have kind of an interesting decision to make, which is, do you declare war on Skarsnik and try to move up there and attack him before he can sort of, keep recruiting and defend the high place a little bit better, or do you want to do your own recruiting and build up a stronger army and either wait for him to declare war, or whatever? So you've got a little bit of a strategic decision to make in terms of how exactly you want to approach him.
Okay.
But I trust you. Whatever you decide.
Okay.
All right. So
well, then we end it here. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and leave it there and say thank you, everybody, for watching. Please, again, feel free to mention in the comments any ideas that you might have. Some of you do often have very good ideas, so please do not hesitate. And with that, I'll go ahead and say we'll see you in the next episode.
Yep.
Bye for now.
Thanks, everybody.